Joy Reid just got let go at MSNBC, and as you can see here on the screen, she is not taking it well at all. She just uploaded this video to Twitter just one day after getting canned, and it is going viral for all the wrong reasons for her. People are not having the sympathy that you think they would when someone loses their job. So we're going to get right into this. We're going to watch her video. It is quite crazy. And some of the things she says, I'm simply just, she's completely delusional. But we're going to get right into it. My name is Clayton Kearns from TrendingPolitics.com. Please make sure to subscribe to this channel. We are growing so fast and pumping out so many videos. And we have a lot more things coming for you down the road too. So please make sure to subscribe. So let's get right into this. So Joy Reid, as you know, one of the biggest Trump haters out there. And she constantly, repeatedly, year after year, has just lied about President Trump, spreading propaganda like nobody else. I mean, honestly, I'm trying to think of who spreads more propaganda. Is it her? Is it Rachel Maddow? Is it Anderson Cooper? I don't know. They are all in a race to the bottom. So she got fired yesterday, and she just went on this crying rant here this morning, and let's go ahead and watch some of this. And it's 2 very interesting minutes, so we'll get through it little by little. Let's watch.
My show had value, and that that what I was doing had value. And in the end, I try not to cry on TV, and this is kind of like me on TV, so I apologize. And then it mattered. I see Karen is there, and she's been texting me as well. And so what I will just say is that in the end, thank you. Where I land is that the moment of guilt that I felt, that I went hard on so many issues, whether it was the Black Lives Matter issues of a young baby or a mom or a dad that was killed, or when we opened up people's eyes to the fact that Asian Americans were being targeted, and not just Black folks, or went hard for immigrants who've done nothing but come to this country like my parents did and try to make a life. And
real quick, I'm going to stop it right here, because she starts off by saying, what I was doing had value. It had value, she says, as she's crying hysterically. My question is this. MSNBC is a business, and they make their decisions based on the revenue that they bring in, based on the viewership. Clearly, what she was doing did not have value, because she spread lies and she spread propaganda, and that caused the viewers to tune out. So therefore, what she did not have value, did not have value on the network. It was not valuable enough for the network to keep her. And notice how she's like, saying all these things like, oh, well, it's because I was going hard for Black Lives Matter and for Asian Americans. It wasn't about that. It was about the consistent lies, the propaganda about people on the right. Because I know many Republicans don't watch MSNBC, but enough of them do to where they're going to tune out completely when you keep saying lie after lie after lie. And as we saw in this election, there was a huge swing of voters from the left to the right. So I bet you there are a lot of MSNBC voters that after watching people like her were like, you know what? This is just pure propaganda. Why am I doing this? And they probably voted for Trump instead. So honestly, in kind of a roundabout way, maybe Joy Reid is responsible for President Trump's huge performance in the 2024 election. And if that's the case, we say, thank you very much, Joy. Okay, so let's continue this video, and here's where some more propaganda comes in, where she's talking about President Trump and how he's doing things that are unconstitutional.
And defended them, or whether we've talked about what the president is doing that is subversive to the Constitution, that is injurious to our liberty, defending books that people find inconvenient,
Books that people find inconvenient. Do you mean the books that are teaching kindergartners and first graders about some topics that I can't talk about here on YouTube? Are you talking about those books? Are you talking about those books who make children question their identity, their gender identity? Yeah, those are the kind of books. But anyways, let's let her continue. She's almost done here, thank God.
That Nicole Hannah-Jones put into our spirit, that we need to understand 1619 as the real founding of this country.
Oh God.
Whether it's talking about any of these issues, and yes, whether it's talking about Gaza and the fact that we as the American people have a right to object, to little babies being bombed. And where I come down on that is I'm not sorry. I am not sorry that I stood up.
Nobody supports babies dying in war. Okay, that's a video for another topic, but whatever.
For those things, because those things are of God. And you know, I'm a church girl too, and those are the things that I was taught were of God.
Okay, so she's ending this video with a bang, talking that she is a woman of God and that she goes to church. Meanwhile, she is one of the biggest race baiters on the face of the earth. Case in point, she blamed white women openly for Kamala losing. Let's take a look at this race baiting rant that she went on, and let's just ask ourselves, wait, why was she fired? Here we go.
See the numbers that Joe Biden had in the suburbs, and I think we have to be blunt about why. Black voters came through for Kamala Harris. White women voters did not. That is what it appears happened in that state, is that if you can't flip enough white women, and we've talked about this on this set numerous times, but it's a state where women lost their reproductive rights, where there was a very heavy push to get women to focus on not putting in place, re-electing, putting back into the White House the person who was responsible for taking those rights away and restoring them. But that message obviously was not enough to get enough white women to vote for Vice President Harris.
So white women, white women, white women, white people, white people, white people, white people. That is the less rallying cry. And we wonder why they lost the popular vote. This was another beauty from election night. I'm happy that she's off the air, but it's also gonna be sad that we're not gonna get clips like this all the time. Maybe wherever she goes next, there will undoubtedly be clips like this, but she literally said, this really was a historic, flawlessly run campaign. Let's just watch.
I mean, this really was an historic, flawlessly run campaign. Queen Latifah never endorses anyone. She came out and endorsed. She had every prominent celebrity voice. She had the Taylor Swift, she had the Swifties, she had the Beehive. Like, you could not have run a better campaign in that short period of time.
Okay, so let me break this down here. Joy Reid thinks that Kamala Harris's campaign was flawless. And then she goes on to say why it was flawless in her eyes. And it was because she got Queen Latifah's endorsement, she got Taylor Swift and Beyonce's endorsement, and all the big celebrities. It's almost like these people have not learned a single thing since Trump has come on the scene. Hillary Clinton had LeBron James, had all of these same people on her side. It is not about celebrities. It is not about these endorsements when you are talking to the hearts of the American people, for the people that are struggling to buy groceries, for the people that are struggling to buy gas. You think that if someone is struggling to buy gas and groceries, that they are going to say, oh, but you know what, LeBron James is, he's voting for Kamala, so I'm all about it. Oh my gosh, Taylor Swift and Queen Latifah? Did you hear what she said? Queen Latifah never endorses anyone, so I don't know how she lost. There's nothing more to say about this lady. I can't believe what I'm hearing right now. And one more lie to finish this video out. If you remember, before the election, the Daily Wire broke a story that said that FEMA employees were told to ignore the homes of Trump supporters. If they had a Trump flag or a Trump sign outside, that they were to not assist them with hurricane relief, okay? It was a credible, legit story, and then all of the other news networks picked it up, including CBS News, who is left-wing, but even they had to say, yeah, this is real. Joy Reid, on January 14th, just over a month ago, claimed that Trump was lying about it and that Trump just made it up. Let's see this lie, and then again, let's ask ourselves, why on earth would she have been fired?
Conditional. It's an about-face for find a roof over their heads next week. Republicans are increasing their calls to make financial support for the state conditional. It's an about-face for a party that just a few months ago, during Hurricane Helene, accused President Biden of withholding assistance from areas where residents were critical of him, claims that were absolute lies. 3 months later, Republicans are using this moment to exercise political leverage over the state's Democratic leaders and congressional Democrats, threatening to withhold assistance. It's important to note that Californians pay roughly
So, remember, the CBS straight up admitted FEMA employees were fired for telling workers to ignore homes of Trump supporters during the hurricane relief efforts. She lied without ceasing, and she is sitting here crying on camera, wondering what happened. I think we all know what happened. It's never a good thing to see someone lose their job, but when they're responsible for so many Americans believing false things about President Trump and about the conservatives in our country, it's hard to shed a tear. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll be talking to you very soon.